Gengar has been around from the beginning. That's right, Gengar, one of the franchise's OG Pokemon. And it's been very popular from the beginning up until now, which is actually a problem for this video, but I'll get into that later. But why is Gengar so popular? Great question, I hear you ask. Well, essentially, Gengar's been around from the beginning. It is the sort of OG ghost Pokemon type, and as the series went on, Gengar became one of Ash's Pokemon and helped Ash win the title. Spoiler. And as a result of that, Gengar is just as relevant today as it was back when it first started. If we go back in time, we get the original Gengar from Fossil. We even get Gengar from, say, I don't know, Fire Red Leaf Green, XY era, Sun and Moon era, Sword and Shield, and even in the most recent era of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we have Gengar. That's right, Gengar is not going anywhere. But what actually is the point of this video? That is to subscribe. I mean, subscribe if you want, it helps. But actually, today's video is all about me being able to get and start the journey to the best Gengar collection in the world. That's right, in the world. Now, why, may you be asking? Well, for those that don't know, if you're new to this channel or you need a refresh, I like Gengar. Gengar is my favourite Pokemon. When I say I like Gengar, I really do mean I love Gengar. So how's this going to work? So I ummed and ahned whether I wanted raw cards, English cards, slabs, you name it. It's all going to be English cards for now. All going to be raw cards because I'm not interested in slabs. I can't afford it. So let's leave that to one side. So I've decided to get a binder, and you'll see on your screen here, it is a Vortex 9-pocket page binder, just in black, normal. No, I'm not sponsored by them. Maybe in the future. As you can see, it is absolutely empty. The idea is to fill this with Gengar cards. But in order to do this, I want to do 9 versions of a single card itself, filling up one entire page. So that's right, I'm going to dedicate one page per Gengar card. Obviously, there is a finite number of pages to this, and actually quite a lot of Gengar cards out there. So let's get into what Gengar cards I'm actually going to pick, and let's see if we can get this binder filled and how we're going to fill it. Obviously, to fill our binder, we need to pick the cards. So there are actually quite a lot of Gengar cards out there. And before we go any further, we naturally have to pick cards to put in the binder. So earlier I mentioned that Gengar is a very popular Pokemon, which is good in terms of there are actually plenty of Gengar cards. Bad news is that also means some of the Gengar cards are actually quite expensive. We'll get onto just how expensive they are in a minute, and that's definitely going to be a challenge when it comes to this binder and collection as a whole. So as we go through this list, you'll see here there's quite a lot of the cheaper ones that are 50 cents and below. The first one I sort of like look of on this one is actually from one of the most recent sets, and that is the Temporal Forces. So it's not the most expensive card, and it's not necessarily the best artwork in the world. However, looking at this artwork compared to some of the older stuff, you'll notice there's a theme with Gengar sort of like coming out of the box, etc. And actually, I really love it as a card. I actually like it better than the full art card, which we'll get onto in a second. So definitely going to add this to the list. As we go through this, I'm not sure about the Gengar V, for example. I know it's a V card, doesn't mean I necessarily want it. And that's a good thing about this, because the binder actually holds, well, it has 40 pages. So essentially, I need to get 40 versions of Gengar, if you like. Because, as I may or may not have already said in this video, I want to fill a page per Gengar card. Well, apart from the first couple, but that'll be a surprise at the end. So with that, I need to look for 38 versions that I do like. So I love this version. Some of the breakthrough cards. I say cards because actually the artwork is used in a couple of different ones. So that's the holo rare, that's just a normal rare. So I might go for a holo rare over the normal rare. And again, you've got the Generations one, which is the same artwork. The Arceus ones, definitely want to get them. And even the Gengar VMAX, which I do like. This is the normal version, and obviously we have the alternate art, which I'm sure will be coming up here because it's going to be one of the more expensive cards. As we load the second page, there's definitely some repeats. I don't know why. I'm also not sure why Sabrina's Haunter is on here, because Haunter is not Gengar. Anyways, so again, we've got another Arceus card here. Stormfront actually looks pretty nice. Jumbo card we don't need. I've actually got a few of these because on my channel I've opened up the Gengar EX box, which has this Gengar here, which is not a promo, it's the actual card. So I've got a few of these, and that's definitely one I want to add. And I mentioned the full art from Temporal Forces. I don't know why I'm not a fan of this, so I don't think I'm going to include it. And it's something to note is, in the future, if new Gengar cards get added, do I add them? Do I need a new binder? Who knows? But that's for another time. I forgot / didn't even realise that Gengar was in the World Championship deck, so maybe I add that. Not 100% sure. Don't know how easy that is to get. And then we get some Diamond Pool Legend Maker. You've got the classic Fossil, which definitely has to be in there. Both versions. The thing I want to get the non-foil, foil, first edition non-foil, first edition foil. Yeah, that's right. That's what I want to do for this binder. It's that kind of binder. We won't let it slip anyway here. Obviously, you've got the Expedition, and there's a few of them with their hollows, etc. You've got XY Phantom's Forces, and one of the most iconic Gengars, I would say. The Gym Challenge, again, the promo for the XY Phantom Forces, the Secret Rare, which is very similar to the normal one, just different shading. Another Arceus one, the Team Up ones, which are very expensive, so God knows what's going to happen there, but we'll get them. Obviously, the foil. Gengar Prime, I actually love this Gengar Prime one. No idea where I'm going to get this from. Like, the market price here is $92. I've never seen one in real life, so who knows where it's going to come from. And this is the page with the more expensive ones, and you'll see they're very high values, okay? And they don't seem to go down anytime soon. So, Prince Gengar, again, similar to the Fossil. I want normal foil, first edition normal, first edition holo foil. Wait, don't know why that is back there. Not sure why this is here. Oh, I know why. It's the play. It's the play card. Ooh. Do I add the play card to it? That's the question. Not actually sure, but who knows. So, got the Gengar, Mimikyu, like I said, the tag team, and you'll see the rainbow version here, and the alternate art here. And it's got listings from this cheap, but the market price, that is very high. And like we've got the Sabrina's Gengar, which again is iconic for Gengar. Dark Gengar, again iconic. The Sky Ridge, the Expedition in both the hollows. This card here, which has just gone up massively in price. And this, which again is like a personal favourite of mine, the Fire Red and Leaf Green, which again has gone up in price. $300 that is for the market price. Even though it's out of stock at the moment on TCG Player. But we're not buying these on TCG Player. That's not the idea. We're going to get this binder in many different ways, but definitely not ordering cards on the internet. For the most part. Don't hate. But once I had a quick look through what cards they were, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of cards, I then had to sort of narrow it down to the 38 versions that I want. Bearing in mind there could be new versions of Gengar that come out, but I can't think about that for now. Who knows? One day I'll be able to reach out to Vortex and get a personalized binder. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So initially I wrote these down in pen and paper, as you'll see on the screen. I then added them all to a spreadsheet, which I will reveal very shortly. And on the spreadsheet will hopefully be the final cards that I want, but let's just show it to you now. I know this is not the most exciting thing to have on your screen right now, but bear with me because it will all make sense what I'm doing. So I have down the left hand side here, split it up into the 40 pages that it is. We'll ignore the prices for now. These prices keep changing, especially with some of the Gengar cards recently, obviously the VMAX card. It was just there as an initial minimum kind of thing, sort of a rough idea of how much it would cost to get this. And that was the total value of $28,000. Now, it's definitely gone up from that, unfortunately for me. This is a way you can sort of gauge actually just how difficult and how much this collection is going to be. Not just only in value, but difficulty in obtaining it all, because I don't have 28k to spare. I know, right? Who would have thought that? I don't have 28k. And I also don't want to just have 28k that I just spend on the cards, because that is boring. You'll see down here, this is where I've got cards owned, and it's not many. It is not many at all. And actually some of this has changed. For example, this is the most recent Gengar from Temporal Forces, which has been added in. But I've put all these in. First two were sort of ignore for now. You never saw that. I will reveal that in a bit. You've got the Gengar Fossil, Holo, non-Holo, first edition, as I mentioned. Fire Red, Leaf Green. Don't know why there's an extra E there, but hey, minor detail, minor detail. Got all the Phantom Forces ones. You've got the Holo Legendary Collection. So this is all the Gengars that I want to put in this. Now, the vigilant among you might have realised I don't own all those Gengar cards. There's not much more I can say about that, but this is the start of the best collection in the world. Because I want to document how I do it, and I believe taking you on that journey will be amazing. However, to sort of visualize this binder and what it will look like, and also to help visualize the actual collection itself in terms of what I need to collect instead of just relying on a spreadsheet, because I know I'm also useless with that, I'm going to print out all the cards, or all the versions of cards that I want, and put that in the binder. That is right. So I'm going to find a website so I can print essentially proxies that I can put in the binder. With this, I can put it in the binder, visualize how amazing this is actually going to look like. And I'm going to print them out in black and white, so then when I start filling up with the actual cards themselves, it sort of brings colour to the binder. So using the website to make proxies, I'm printing them out, and there's quite a lot of pages to print out. As you can see on your screen, it keeps going. I think I ran out of ink at some point and had to buy some more ink, redo it, so this was not done in a day, trust me on that one. I then had to cut them all out, which actually took a lot of time, and I realized I am terrible at cutting. Who knew that was a skill that I didn't actually have as an adult? And at the moment you've all been waiting for, this is what the binder looks like with all the printouts. We have the folder in front of us right down here, and no cards in at the moment. This is literally just to show you what it could be. That's right, so we've got the Gengar sticker on top. That means there's something inside it, because beforehand it was the only thing inside it. So here we go, and this is actually going to be the reveal of what I want in the first couple of pages. So here it is. So obviously this is all proxies and all cut out and print out. However, I realized that Gengar is actually part of an evolution line, and I kind of want to celebrate that, and I thought I could easily go for a little cop out of the new card, which has all evolutions on it, the Ghastly card. However, I actually want the fireworks. That's right, I want all the fireworks from this. So the Ghastly, Haunter into the Gengar. So I think that would be amazing as you open up the binder. Can you imagine that? It's just all the fireworks, reverse hollows of the Legendary Collection. They'll also be up on the screen of what they actually look like, because I think that will absolutely pop. And as we go through, you'll notice it is kind of, as I mentioned, so 9 per page. So you've got the non-hollow, hollow fossil here, for example. You've got it in first edition. Dark Gengar again in first edition. This is what I'm telling you about. This is how much I want to go into this. Now, as you've probably seen from previous, the printer goes a bit screw with. So it's Gengar EX, the Expedition stuff, you know, some going into the XY era. I mean, just imagine how cool this is going to look with all of these game cards actually in the binder. I think it would look absolutely amazing personally. So here we go. I'll speed up a little bit because I know that there's quite a lot of pages, just so you can get a feel for what this binder will actually look like. Actually, that is what it's looking like with only the proxies in it. But we all know we want cards in this binder, and I've been waiting for the entire video. So if you have got this far, I appreciate it so much, because I am literally go through now and start putting cards into the sleeves, and it's the 151 ETB sleeves, because I thought, well, it's got Gengar on the back of it, and it's easily available, so keeping the price down. You're seeing me put some cards in. However, I am being cheeky and putting them in backwards, so you can't add how many of each card I actually have. So I kind of want to keep it hidden a little bit, because there's going to be a second big reveal. That is right, I'm going to show you what cards I actually have. And yes, I do have 1 or 2 of the Legendary Collection cards, so you'll get to see what it actually looks like as it pops, and we'll quickly go through that. So let's get into that. So guys, it's finally time to see what we've got so far that's in the binder to start off the best Gengar collection in the entire world. That's right, you've heard it here first, and we'll soon see what it looks like. There'll be plenty more videos to come, so please make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, because this place is going to go absolutely bonkers across the next few years. I say years because, well, just trust me on that. Just trust me, there's no way this is happening anytime soon. Go, and boom. So it's a bit hard to tell on this, I'm just going to bring it up, but you can see the firework display on it. Look at that. How cool is that? And you can see the difference. That, all of them, when it goes on to the next 2 pages, because unfortunately I haven't got any of these ones, then yeah, that's going to look absolutely amazing. And this next page is the only full page at the moment, and it does look amazing. Boom, guys, look at that. That's just, yeah, what can I say? This is the original fossil one in here, and it's partly because I actually had most of these for my kids, because I like Gengar from a kid when it first came out. That's literally how long I've had it. I think I've got something on my keychain, which is also from a kid. So now need to move on to, well, I guess the foil ones, I guess, and the first edition, just a few, and the Dark Gengars. So as you can see, there is a lot to go, but I do have a Gengar EX from the Red Green Leaf edition, which you might have seen in this video already, but there's a lot of emptiness. Boom, see the colour starts coming into this, and the colour is going to be very similar, because Gengar is purple, right? There's a Gengar purple as such that is familiar throughout all of these. I'm missing a lot from the XY era, because it's not in here that I collected or played in. We have 1 Mimikyu EX. We have 1 Gengar Mimikyu EX, and the tag team stuff is very expensive and always goes up, but it fluctuates a bit. It eventually goes back up again. we have any more? We've got the Gengar VMAX, the normal one, and then we've got the one all art, which is absolutely amazing because that has skyrocketed in price. Do we have any more for any more? Oh, we've got the Gengar, was it the Breakthrough one, I think, in here? And the last one we've got is the most recent one, and that is the Gengar EX. I do have another one, but it's in my master set. It's in my master set as such. So technically I've got actually on order. So this will be complete. There you have it, guys. I really do appreciate the fact that you've watched all the video all the way. There'll be lots of videos regarding this binder, whether it be challenges. Some, if I fail, I have to give away. Some will just be for myself. Some will be to card shows, maybe some online stuff, training, and you name it. This folder is getting completed somehow, and it's going to be a bit of pride and joy from my side. And I want to take you on that adventure. That's right, to have the best Gengar collection, because I think this binder, when it's fully done, is going to be one of the best things out there. You never know, I might reach out to Vortex to get a customized Gengar binder, but only when I'm a bigger channel. So let's try and get to that 1,000 subscribers at some point. Let's say the end of the year. That'd be absolutely amazing. And if you want to see how the Gengar collection has started already, then make sure you check out these two videos right here.